Around Close Umpson with the midweek muckers.
As you can hear, a hive of happy activity out in the countryside here this morning on a glorious autumn morning. And we're out. Well, I'd spend the entire programme trying to tell you exactly how to get here. Those who know where Close Umpson is will know where Close Umpson is, and those who don't won't. Suffice to say, it's a short walk from Close Sartfield, which I think most people do know now, where the wonderful bird hide is, a fantastic place to watch the hen harriers coming in to roost, and a lovely place to wander around. Of course, a lot of people been there in the summer months for the spectacular orchid walk with Trisha. And you can hear Trisha lurking in the background here as she dons wellies, and she says she's working. She's not at the moment, although I know she's got all her volunteers working. She's directing. So this is Close Umpson, we were saying.
Umpson, yes.
Not the easiest place in the world to describe exactly where it is. Suffice to say, I just say a fairly close walk, with too many closest to Close Sartfield, really.
As the crow flies, probably a quarter of a mile.
So a mere nothing.
A mere nothing.
A mere nothing. Glorious day.
It's a beautiful day.
The guys are all out here today. Now, you manage all the trusts around here, of course. A lot of people will know you from the orchid walks, but today you're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Got a good team of the... is it the muckers out today?
The muckers out today, yes. The midweek muckers, a Thursday group, which actually started back in 1998, when they used to work exclusively on Close Sartfield. Sorry, not 1998, no, it must be 1991.
Oh, time flies.
Yes. 1998, when I started, they'd done the bulk of the work at Close Sartfield, so I said to them, well, look, we've got 7 other reserves in the Ballaugh area, or Sulby. So we thought, well, let's expand our work to include those. So we still do a lot of work at Close Sartfield to keep that in the condition in which you find it today, but we do lots of work on the other sites now as well. So this is our annual visit to Close Umpson.
just an annual visit. That's not too bad.
Annual
low
visit.
Maintenance.
Fairly low maintenance, yes. I mean, it's only a small site. It's just 3 acres. We've divided it up into 4 compartments. The one where most of the volunteers are working on today, we're managing as like a wildflower meadow. So we cut that just once a year. So that was cut yesterday, and the volunteers are here to rake it up this morning. And then we've got a second area which we're managing as more sort of rough grassland. It's very tussocky, as you'll soon discover. It's quite wet and boggy. What we're trying to do here is maintain the open rough grassland but not allow the willow and birch trees to spread in. So we've got 3 volunteers digging out the willow and birch. Then we've got a third area which we've only recently started managing, which we're going to manage in a similar way to this top area, which is a cut once a year and vegetation raked off. And then the final area is even wetter and boggier. So apart from perhaps cutting down some of the willow and birch and preventing encroachment further, that area will be left.
Now, plenty of guys and girls out here today. A goodly turnout, but of course it's nice.
17 today.
17? And is that pretty good for the muckers?
It's about average for this time of the year. We tend to go down a bit in the summer. Funnily enough, the winter is when we get the biggest turnouts.
That's bizarre. You'd think that's exactly back to front.
Well, you would, except a lot of the people here go off on holiday in the summer or have family commitments, things like that. And we do actually have a few people here who work for themselves or work part-time, so Thursdays is their day out in the fresh air.
Well, they all seem to be thoroughly enjoying themselves here today. We're going to wander down, have a chat with a couple of the guys,
certainly,
perhaps.
Yeah.
You're going to take me to the boggy bit now, I know you are. Yeah, I might have known. The nice sunny bit she has to avoid and wander through all the boggy bits in the hope they'll go up to my ankles in something.
Tell you to bring your wellies.
Well, yeah, that's fair. She did tell me to bring my wellies. Fortunately, I did. Although barefoot could have been just as good, I think.
Gentlemen. Can I introduce you to Howard?
Oh, morning all.
This is Roger, who of the three is probably the longest serving of the muckers. So you've been coming out, what, 6 or 7 years now, Roger? Yeah. Val over there has been coming out for 18 years.
18 years.
18 years.
Woman and girl.
Definitely. There's Peter, fairly recent. Derek, very recent.
Very recent.
Derek, who you met before. And Derek is a shadow of his former self.
What, wasted away?
Yes,
Well,
he's wasted
yes.
away.
So I sort of squidge over it. I better sink fast down next to Derek. You picked a good old spot there. So you're a recent recruit.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
So what brought you in then?
Well, my wife Alison's been coming out for some time now. So, and I haven't been gainfully employed since April. So I come out with her. She drags me out, and who wouldn't be out on a beautiful day like today?
Well, I was going to say today is perfect, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, to be able to enjoy the countryside, to be able to take part in the management and the conservation of the trusts on the Isle of Man. It's a great thing to do.
Good exercise as well.
Oh, very well. Look, swinging that mattock over, it's very good exercise. I think we'd all say that. Wielding one of those in this sort of condition is extremely good exercise. To the extent, well, I know others have too, but I lost a stone in the first 2 months of coming out.
No, that's pretty impressive. I mean, that beats going to the gym, doesn't it?
Well, it does, yeah. And this is a wonderful place to come and get some good exercise.
And you have the bonus, as you say. Not only are you being fit, losing that weight, but you're doing a bit for the countryside and the fantastic work around the closes.
Indeed. And the third factor as well is the camaraderie and the friendship here. We have lots of good banter, lots of conversation while we're working. So
it's not all work and no play then. You're allowed a bit of time off and a bit of a coffee break every so often.
we are, yes, and some cake.
Oh,
Cake, courtesy of Pete's wife, Carol.
oh, that can't be. But well, that must be a cue to go and have a word with Peter, who's working.
Indeed, yes.
Just down one side here. Oh, so you're the most valuable man on the team, in as much as you bring the cake.
Well, my wife does, yes.
So it must be a case of every time they see you not turn up, everyone turns around and says, "Where's Peter?" No, he's not come.
that's
Oh, we're
right,
going
yeah.
home again then.
Yeah, that's about it.
And what's the joy for you?
Well, it's getting out here and enjoying. Get to join, as Derek says, the countryside and the fresh air, bit of exercise and a useful project at the same time. So,
Have you got any preference? Because you're in a good old boggy bit here. I mean, if there's something, do you come along and volunteer for something, or are you volunteered by Tricia?
this is not bog, trust me.
Oh, this is the dry piece.
Where we were earlier this year, that is bog.
Was it a waiter's job?
I think from the neck up we were clean, and that was about it.
When was that? Earlier in the summer?
Yeah, oh well, it was the tail end of last winter when we were over by the Hyde at Sartfield and clearing the bog there, taking all the surface vegetation off, and it was never less than calf deep that we were standing in, and because the stuff we were moving about was just covered and completely waterlogged. So by the time we'd finished moving it from one side to the other, we were all fairly well plastered.
So it's in the nicest sense, you understand.
Of course.
So in the case of it's not only wellies, but if you're coming along on these things, it doesn't pay to put your best bib and tucker on either. Really,
Definitely not.
come along prepared to get your hands and pretty much everything else dirty.
That's right.
Especially when you fall in.
I'll let you crack on. We'll go and have a quick word with Roger. Oh, the top end. I know I'm going to sink at some stage. It's just going to happen, isn't it? Yeah, try not to. Trish is desperately hoping I'm going to. Here he is, up the top end here.
That's right.
That's not a bad. So you've been involved for a fair old time, is that right?
Yeah, but I think it was 2001, 2002, and my brother-in-law had been involved for several years prior to that, and so he inveigled me along to join the happy crew, and as I've heard the others say, everyone has their sort of different reasons. The overriding one, of course, is the conservation thing and being out in this, the old Isle of Man countryside, which is lovely. And a lot of people use it, to keep active, especially if you're a little bit older. And it's a case of wanting to keep everything going, and sort of work physically for as long as you can, really.
Oh, absolutely. It keeps you fit and keeps the
that's
joints
right.
moving. Yeah.
That's right. So, it has various benefits, except that certain of the reserves, people, if we get the call from Tricia that, you're going to Curragh or you're going to one of the well-known ones that involves some really heavy work, then you'll get the sort of little change in the expression, oh dear, you know, and then you have to look at the attendance rate then to see who turns up and who doesn't. No, I joke. I mean, everybody, you know, everybody is, you know, fully involved in this and love it, really.
And have you always been a mucker? I believe it's the Thursday Trojans or the Wednesday. I get confused. There's the muckers and the Trojans anyway.
Yes, I've only gone out on the odd occasion on the Tuesday. But yes, always been, and we're the sort of northern half here, and there's which Trish has no doubt told you about. The southern half of the island has its own crew, who I think they work on a Sunday, I think, and perhaps they're some of the people obviously who are in jobs in the week will be able to turn out on a Sunday, you know. But yeah, always been a Thursday person, and as I say, thoroughly enjoy it. So that's what we're here for.
Absolutely. So it's not just the work, it's the being out, but also, which is quite evident, it's that sort of that camaraderie of everyone getting together. And
well, there's always the odd joke, and we have a gentleman who I won't name, but who's well known for summoning us if we're going to have a little chat, by doing a Corporal Jones, you know, and getting from Dad's Army, and getting us all sort of, you know, stand at ease, he'll go, you know.
Don't panic.
That's right, don't panic. And so he summons everybody together to listen to perhaps a little something off Trish to tell us what we're going to do next, you know. But no, it's a laugh and it's fun, and I would encourage anybody who, you know, wants to do that thing, keep reasonably fit and enjoy being out in the weather. And mind you, it can turn the other way. We work throughout the winter when we come here on wet mornings and frosty mornings, and then of course we're talking different turkey then. But
yes, but it doesn't put people off, they still turn out anyway.
Yeah, except that you know, some can get the that if they see it raining at 8:30 just before we're going to come out, and really raining, we might not turn out. Then the stalwarts turn out, it stops raining by 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and then you sort of feel a little bit guilty for the next week, you know, that you actually didn't turn out. But no, again, it's yeah, it's good, all weather's fun, and that's what we're here for, really.
Absolutely. I'll allow you to crack on.
Yeah.
Got matting in hand. Thanks very much, and we shall paddle along.
Yeah.
Right, we'll go and see who else we can see lurking down the bottom end here. Try not to get me foot chopped off there, and
Don't go, you'll find a hole there that might grab you up one.
You're not wrong, I tell you. I could just disappear. I feel like I'm wandering across the great Grimpen Mire and Sherlock Holmes, but well, we'll just try and retrace our steps a bit and then we'll go back down again. Fingers crossed. You hear some sounds of harder work happening down this bottom end. Two of the ladies are hard at it. Hello, you took down the far end here. What's going on down this end?
We're filling up the existing holes that are there. We've got ridges and things coming through. So we're when the girls first cut it, it was very dangerous because of all the holes and things. So we're going to cut the tops off some of them and put them in the holes and find some earth and soften it all out. So we've got some earth pretty good to cut next summer.
And how long have you been coming along? Are you another regular?
I've been coming for about on and off for about 8 years. But I've recently had some children, so I've just come back after we've got those to school, and got a free Thursday morning. So what could be better really than being down here in the sunshine? And it's just wonderful. It's great fun.
I was going to say, and there's good camaraderie amongst all the guys and girls as well.
Yes,
I think.
Yes, and very good cakes at 11 o'clock. But you have to work hard for it.
Well, I was going to say you work for your cakes one way or another.
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's but the difference that the group make is just stunning. You know, I still can't get over the fact that, you know, that we could go into a field that looks as rough as that and clear it within an hour or so. You know, it's and have great fun with it. So very good.
Are you happy to turn out? It's a glorious day today, lovely autumn day. You happy to don the waterproofs?
Oh yeah, some of the best ones are when it's the middle of winter, like Burning Gorse up Glendoon and things. It just big highlight, fantastic times. And you know, as you say, it's the friendship, and as long as you've got all the right gear on, you're fine. It's great. And so we come. We even travel. We travel from down south, from Putts Mary, to come up as well.
That's a fair old haul up to this neck of the woods, isn't it?
It's very exotic up here, isn't it?
And I believe the Christmas one, there's always a bit of a Christmas special as well.
Yes. I must admit, I haven't been for a while, but the last one I went to was just the funniest party I've been to ever, I think, really. It was just completely bizarre, but it was great fun.
Can't say fairer than that. I'll let you crack on.
Okay, thanks very much.
And see your colleague here is hard busy raking away. Hello there, what's your name?
Hello, Howard. Alison.
Hi. Well, you're a regular, I know
Yes.
that. I can tell by that weather-beaten look in that case.
Oh, thank you.
That case of I've been dragged along by Trish. We were talking to a lot of the guys there. They were saying it's that feeling of not only getting out, but feeling you're making a real difference when you're working along.
Definitely, yeah, definitely making a vast difference. If you could have seen this yesterday and to see it now, it's remarkable. And you know, as you come out more and more, you learn the management plan behind it, and yes, and it gives you a good feeling.
I suppose.
And we're doing something for the island.
Well, exactly so, because I think all these trusts are here sort of in perpetuity, as it were. They're going to be here for everyone, for future generations to enjoy.
Yes, hopefully, yeah, that's the plan.
And you, again, some of the guys were saying they have favourite jobs. Are you happy to sort of just come along and
do some very
take whatever
bizarre things?
Oh, go on.
We've done some very bizarre things just here, which Vori and I are just about to do again. I think Vori was telling you that this was very uneven.
Yep.
So a couple of years ago there was a small group of us who came out with wood saws and sawed off all the tussocks and placed them back in the holes. Hence now it's much more even, which is what we're about to do here. So we've got wood saws.
So it's wood saws, shears and...
Anybody seeing us from the lane would be a little bemused, I think. We were down on hands and knees, all wrapped up in the middle of winter.
Well, this is it today. We've got a glorious day, but they were saying in winter sometimes a bit of a different vibe if it's a cold or a wet or a frosty morning.
We usually, I mean, frosty mornings usually come with nice clear skies.
Absolutely.
And it's amazing. You can be come out all wrapped up and very quickly you're shedding layers. And a lot of these sites are quite sheltered, so they can be beautiful. And there's nothing like standing in the sun and seeing everywhere glisten with the frost. And
I can imagine magical.
It can be rather warm in a ditch when the wind's blowing.
Well, once you start swinging a scythe or raking away like you are, you soon work up quite a lather regardless of the weather.
Yeah, the wet days aren't the best. We know that this area is full of wallabies. The evidence is here, and the evidence was here yesterday. And as I came down here today, I can see they've been poking around and leaving more evidence that's very fresh. So they've obviously come out to see what we were doing.
What was going on? So if anyone doesn't believe we've got wild wallabies on the Isle of Man, this is the place to come.
Here and the area we've been clearing at Close Sartfield, they're obviously around there. In fact, we can tell they've been poking around there.
And you've actually seen any of them when you were out on the work process?
Only ever seen one, which was at Goshen, which is a closed site. And we know there's a lot round there. I mean, you can actually see the pathways they take. And he just stood by the fence and watched us work for an hour or so. And Trish was a little concerned that he was all right. So when we went off for our coffee break, she sort of walked nearer to him and he lolloped off. And he wasn't there when we got back, but he soon came along and nibbled on some more grass and watched us. Obviously it was the entertainment value.
Yes, what on earth are they doing?
I know. They must wonder.
I'm not surprised. I better let you crack on.
Thank you.
Got rake in hand, hard at it.
Yeah.
I'll be told off by Trish for holding everyone from their
Can't have
tasks.
that.
No, I can't. You're telling me, yes. I'm more scared than you are. Take care. Onwards. What a what, sorry?
Don't forget to say what a great workout it is.
Oh, just
that'll get everybody keen.
People have been shedding stones, they tell me.
Oh, God. Clearing the bog, at the close start field where the tower is. Well, we cleared out the bog in there, and that was a good workout.
Better than going to the gym.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Much more fun. Much more fun.
Well, there you are. You see, if you want to get fit and do something good at the same time, this is the place to be. Join up and be a Manx Wildlife Trust volunteer worker, and not only will you be doing some great work for the Isle of Man, you'll also be seeing some of the most beautiful spots on the Isle of Man and places I will guarantee pretty much you might not have been to before, and you'll be out in the sunshine, the fresh air, and getting very fit, getting rid of those love handles, so Trish tells me, and looking pretty trim. What more could you ask for? Well, finding my way back, I suppose that's one more I could ask for at the moment. I think it's this way. Right, hang on. I'm heading back up to the top end now where the guys are all standing around. I can see a familiar face here. My word, it looks like you've been working hard this morning.
Yes, it's a lovely day to be working though.
It's the right day to be out, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Beautiful place.
And you've been on
day.
raking duty by the looks of it, judging by the huge rake in your hand.
Absolutely.
Although I have to say, since I've been here and wandering around the far end, the volunteers at this section have pretty much cleared the patch.
Yeah, I think we've just about finished this bit, so we're now awaiting instructions from Trish as to what our next task is.
Oh, she's, you're safe at the moment. She's lurking. I think that's her with the strimmer down the far end, is it? I'm not quite too sure.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, yeah. Oh, she'll come and tell us what we have to do next, and we'll all be delighted to do it.
Yes, or else.
Or else.
You've been coming along for a goodly few years now?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes, it's a very friendly group, this, and of course it changes. New people, new faces keep coming, and some old faces leave for one reason or another, but it's a very good spirit here, and people enjoy coming out and into the countryside and doing some work, and for a good cause. It's all there's all a purpose behind it all.
And we'll paddle up this. Someone's still working here. By Jove, you've drawn the short straw there. How come you're still working and everyone else is standing round?
Somebody has to bring the last load in.
Oh, I see. It's like that, was it?
Yeah.
Short straw. It is pretty much the last load here. The guys have all finished at the top end here.
We finished the top end, but I think there's another section down there to be cleared.
Oh, so it's not rest yet then?
Oh, no, it's all go.
Don't you get a break in between finishing this patch and starting the next patch?
No, we've got to work until 11 o'clock.
God.
And then the tea break comes. And
so it's true what they say, she's a hard taskmaster, Trish.
Yeah, but she has a way of doing it with you and makes you enthusiastic.
I better let you carry that back to the tip. Your arm will be dropping off.
Right.
Man, there you go. Whoop. Look at that. I knew I shouldn't have upset him. That's bad going. And a gentleman here's quickly. It's an emergency snacket before the cake. You see, he's enjoying his snacket so much he can't talk now. He's chewing away his handbap. It's not very fair, but I dare say it is pretty hunger-inducing work for a lot of the time. It's pretty physical. And it's, what time is it now? There's another half an hour before cake time, apparently.
Oh no, yeah, it's terrible.
So
They won't let you stop.
Oh no, well, I'm told that she's a bit of a hard driver on these things.
Yeah.
You come out here quite a bit with the muckers?
No, I've only been doing it for about 6 weeks.
Right.
Weeks. I only came over to the island in May, and the wife volunteered me for this. Because I'm retired, I've got nothing else to do, and it keeps me out the pub.
Well, that sounds like a good excuse. And what have you made of it?
Oh, lovely. I think it's good.
Well, there you have it. I think it's all the information you need. And can you think of a reason not to come along, I suppose, is the real question. What more could you want? You're out in the fresh air. You're out with some good camaraderie. You're doing some good work. You're doing some excellent exercises. Losing the love handles. It's a bit of a no-brainer, isn't it? Go on, give it a go.